Well, folks, this isn't a review I exactly expected to do, but here we are. My review of Destiny: The Taken King. But at least I got my wallet back. Well, if only I could do that to the ghost in the game now. Yeah, we're leading off with that. This is my review of Destiny: The Taken Wallet. So first things first with Taken King, what the fuck happened to Ghost? Okay, let's just understand something here. I'm not saying Peter Dinklage was good and freaking as Ghost in his freaking part, because no, he was freaking terrible. But Nolan North, who's supposed to be voice acting Jesus in video games, holy crap, this role has to be cursed or something. I never thought in a million years you would actually find someone worse than Peter Dinklage's Ghost. But Nolan North's Ghost, holy shit, what the hell happened? Sounds like freaking Jared Fogle talking to one of his freaking 10-year-old freaking boyfriends or something. What the hell happened here? I mean, Peter Dinklage's Ghost, at least I could tune him out. But God, Nolan North's Ghost, you can't even ignore. That's how freaking bad it is. It's just flat out freaking annoying. But good God, at least I agree, they should have tried to at least get Peter Dinklage to do lines also, so you could have an option between the two. But what the hell? I mean, oh my God, I can't even ignore this guy, that's how bad it is. But let's move on to that story, IGN. Holy shit, how did you give this thing a great story? I mean, it's bad enough you gave this shit a 9, but you gave it a plus for great story. I mean, if you're including, which you should have been, the entire game, because that's the only way you can even play The Taken King, it's still not very good. Going from 1 to 25 or 1 to whatever 35 now, I guess you're going through the whole thing. 1 to like 25 or 30 if you're playing just the base story. I mean, the 1 to 30 or base story is still shit. You're still freaking running around doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff. But then the Taken King standalone story, I mean, okay, we have at least some character development. The Vanguard people are at least freaking tolerable. But it's still not that good. I mean, Ares is there, and she's about as exciting as a freaking bag of bones, which I guess basically is what she is. But this story is still not that good. It's still freaking exposition, 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 do this, kill that, come back. Freaking lather, rinse, repeat for freaking about 10 or so missions. Then I guess you do have the Taken War quests after the freaking Taken King story, so I mean, those are basically just freaking fetch quests 90% of the time. So I hate fetch quests. I don't like Destiny. What the hell is going on? Freaking go out, kill these 3 guys, pray to God they drop something, go farm these freaking shards that we have no freaking clue where they are, go run around in 10 circles, open a freaking chest on the Dreadnought so you can have a 0.25% chance to pick up one thing that you need. I'm not kidding. I'm kidding. If you find a chest, it actually does give the shards that you need to forge the Orcs' sword. So I was bullshitting you on that one, but you get the freaking point. Gameplay as a whole, though, hasn't changed much since the original release of Destiny. Gunplay is still pretty damn tight and fluid. RNG is still RNG. And at least the loot system is been changed a lot, with one of the biggest changes in the expansion, and that is light. The light level now is a hell of a lot better than it ever was in the base game. And obviously the level cap has been raised to 40 as well. But light now is just an base average of the attack and defense of all of your gear. So if you've got a whole bunch of like 260s and 250s gear, expect your light level to be around 260. It definitely takes its inspiration from World of Warcraft with their item level system. So, I mean, when you can get stuff from World of Warcraft into your MMO, typically it's going to be a pretty solid move. But now loot drops are totally based off of your light level. So, like if when I was playing yesterday, I got a freaking blue that's defense rating was like 260 something, which is better than some of the freaking legendary gear I had. I mean, I'll give Bungie credit. That's a definite solid improvement that this game desperately needed. It makes progression solid, keeps it moving, you don't stall out and have to freaking pray for legendaries now. Which brings me to legendary marks. They've streamlined, I know, usually a bad thing, but it's actually not bad in this. They've done away with Vanguard marks and Crucible marks. It's all been consolidated now into legendary marks. And you get legendary marks by doing Taken War quests. You get it from doing the multiplayer match of the day. You get it from doing the daily heroic story. I think you get them from the weekly and nightfall strikes. At least I imagine you would. But legendary marks are actually pretty damn easy to get. And you use those to get to buy 280 gear from your Vanguard person. You can use, if you get a whole bunch of them, you can buy legendary engrams from the Cryptarch. I don't think you can buy anything from Gunsmith, and he's been changed around a lot also. Banshee 44. You can field test weapons for him now to level up your rep with him, and then you can order guns that you get on Arms Day, which is just something they do every Wednesday. But lots of gameplay changes around. I definitely think that overall they made some good choices with the legendary marks, and then with how they're doing the gear drops now. Yeah, so after being cock-teased with a third subclass for the past year, we finally got them, and, well, at least they actually are kind of cool. Yeah, I have to at least give Bungie credit. The new subclasses are definitely better than the previous two that most classes got. Well, except for maybe Hunter, they got a team player subclass when Blade Dancer is still OP as shit. At least Titans, though, we got Sunbreaker, I do believe it's called, where you freaking get a hammer and throw it all over the place like a freaking maniac hammer brother from freaking Mario or some shit. But that class is pretty awesome. But the most OP one is without a freaking doubt the Warlock new one. At least it is in multiplayer, but more on that later. That freaking Force Lightning shit is insane. Be glad you got that, Warlock, 'cause you're about to freaking wreck multiplayer for the next 10 freaking years. But I digress. The new subclasses are pretty damn awesome, and they're one of the best parts of the expansion by far. And I'm going to use that as a runner into the next section of this review. The fucking multiplayer. Oh, and the fucking multiplayer it is. I stated in my match review that this freaking multiplayer is bad. Well, nice to see things haven't freaking changed at all. It's still terrible. The multiplayer in Destiny is there for one reason and one reason only. To do every day to get the freaking legendary marks, get in and get out. And every once in a while they will, I guess every once in a while they will, since I freaking saw it 2 days ago. They had a thing where you where he played like 5 matches of Control in a row and kept getting legendary marks every time. That would be the only time I ever touched this freaking multiplayer. It is still a freaking travesty of how bad this shit is. Hit detection is all over the fucking place. Freaking the new maps they put in range from mediocre to just freaking bad. Just give me more of the freaking old maps that actually seem to be somewhat decent. I've played like 7 or 8 matches, only gotten one old map. I've gotten one of the freaking newer ones like 4 times already. It's still freaking broken how you even get gear after multiplayer. So many times I'll get second or first place and get jack and shit while a person like 4 levels below me or 4 ranks below me on the freaking scoreboard gets a legendary. How in front flipping fuck hasn't this shit been fixed yet? This is one of the biggest problems with this game. They still haven't fixed it. How does somebody that barely does shit get a better freaking item than me or anyone that finishes 4 spots above them in the freaking leaderboard? This is so broken, it's not even freaking funny. The coup de grace, though. The biggest freaking problem I have with the Taken King. Well, I feel I must do a riddle real quick. What do you think the way to put a new enemy type in this game would be if you're Bungie and Activision? I'll give you a minute. Just kidding, you don't want to stay here for a minute. If you guessed reskin all old enemies, give them new game-breaking abilities, then you would be freaking correct. The biggest problem with the Taken King for me is the lazy as crap reskin of freaking of old enemies. You see, the new enemy type is called the Taken, and each one looks like their counterpart from their respective race, but they have new abilities and a freaking recoloring. The new abilities are some of the most BS things I have literally ever seen in a video game. The freaking fallen vandals that are now consumed vandals being number 1. They have the hobgoblin freaking shield, only they will use it every freaking 2 seconds you don't kill them. And they will constantly heal themselves right back up to full health. And I swear to freaking Christ, these bastards never miss. It is literally mind-boggling how many times I have been killed by a freaking consumed vandal. The next most annoying is fallen captains that have the freaking god ability of shooting out a giant circle that goes through walls and will freaking make almost your entire screen go black, so they will then bum rush you and about 2-shot you. Believe it or not, the enemy that probably got the biggest nerf of all enemies are freaking Hive Wizards. The bastards that I hate the most in the normal game are now a freaking cakewalk as Taken. Acolytes are complete total cakewalks. Hive Acolytes, they freaking spawn a turret that dies in 2 shots, and they die in about 1 shot. The what is it? Oh, the Phalanxes are barely even do jack crap. They are normal, except they shoot a burst out of their shield that knocks you back. Centurions freaking shoot shoot this circle at you that freaking just tracks you down. You can't hide from it at all. The Taken freaking enemies they will. I forgot about Thralls. They still die in 1 shot, but they freaking warp all over the place. Oh my god. How freaking lazy that is unbelievable to me. how they just reskin old enemies and give them new abilities and a new freaking shield. But I digress. If there is one thing that is a shining beacon of excellency in this freaking expansion, it is the strikes. The new strikes that have been put in are without a doubt the best thing of this expansion. I can't say anything for the raid. I haven't done it yet. I know. Whatever. If it's anything like Crota, then it's a freaking not even that good anyway. At least Vault of Glass is good. I'll give them that. But the strikes in this expansion are freaking fantastic. I'm blown away by the Saber 2 strike. Literally and figuratively. As the lightning puzzle, I've only played it once, and the lightning puzzle kicked mine and the two random people I played it with asses. But the Saber 2 strike is fantastic. The Bond Brothers one, that's really good. The boss battle in that is freaking madness. When both bosses get out there, you're just running around for your freaking life trying to not die most of the time. But I will give Bungie full freaking credit. The strikes in this expansion are amazing, and I wish we had gotten more, honestly. Well, there you have it, guys. The final chapter of the Destiny saga on Studio 41. It's been a year now, and is this game any better than it was when it came out? Yeah, that's not saying much. Is there at least half of a story now? Yes. Is the gameplay at least still solid? Sure. But I don't know if that can make up for the fact that this freaking game is... God. This freaking game went from my most hyped game, most anticipated game of all freaking time, into the freaking shitter. I personally, Taken King, IGN, why did you give this shit a 9? This shit doesn't deserve a 9. This shit deserves probably... If you gave that freaking game a 7.8, well, we already know that's high, so the check, I guess, cleared twice. If you're going to give Destiny, the original game, a score, it's without a doubt probably about a 4 or 5. With good gameplay, and that's freaking it. Let's get real. The freaking Taken King, that would be the 7.8. It's alright. I mean, you have to say that at least is good, but you can't get the freaking taste of the old Destiny out of your freaking mouth. If I played Taken King and just waited the year from freaking the original release of Destiny, yeah, sure, I might give it a 9. But I already know how bad the original Destiny was and what a joke that was. So the freaking Taken King by default, there's no way that shit's getting a 9. That shit is without a doubt a 7.8 if it's freaking lucky. So sure, if you're going to try Destiny, obviously you have to get the Taken King. You can't get the base game. The base game, freaking Bungie and Activision locks you out from Dark Below and House of Wolves. You can't even play that crap now. So if you're going to get Destiny, you are forced to getting into the Taken King and spending the entire $60 for it. My God. So the Taken King, if I gave it a score, it would be probably a 7 to an 8. No, it wouldn't get an 8. It would be somewhere between a 7 and a 7.9. I mean, if you're going to try Destiny, at least get this shit used. Don't support Activision and Bungie with their freaking terrible practices. My next review is going to be a good Bungie game, Halo 3 ODST, as we go the run up to Halo 5, a game that will actually be good, I hope. Thanks for watching.